Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Try Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny.
And we're going to take a look at NYCB stock. It was in the news this week. I actually bought some. We're going to see if it's actually worth the risk or this is another bank failure. Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. All right. So this is, before I get into, I'm just going to do quick news on basically what happened. But before we get into this, banks are unique in that it doesn't matter how solvent they are. I know that's very weird, but enough people shorting can just kill a bank, right? If you have enough sentiment, enough negative sentiment, it can just kill it, all right? A good example is multiple banks that closed almost a year ago. This got hit pretty massively in February, but I think this is one of the more safe options, and I'm going to show you why. More safe. Not safe.
Yeah.
More safe.
Relative. Yeah.
So they were chilling around like 260, which is quite low. I actually did buy some, only 100 shares. I'm not risking a ton. I actually think they were going to come back down to low threes, hopefully, and then I might buy some more. Just a quick reminder, this was Schwab. No, I'm not relating these two companies. These are very different companies. But in the banking sector, you can have these giant dips. Something happened. There's too much exposure in one area of the market, commercial real estate. There's too much leverage in something, and then they do recover. So I actually did drop like 10K on this one, around $50, and it worked out quite well. I'm not going to drop 10K in this. I might drop a little bit. So this is from March. This is a little bit old. But basically, the sentiment I'm trying to show here is there's enough rich people that don't want this to fail. And that's a big deal. All right? They got $1 billion capital infusion from a group of investors that included former U.S. Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin. Is that how you pronounce that?
I'm not sure. Mnuchin?
Stephen M., the old U.S. Treasury Secretary. All right. There's actually a list of multiple investment firms that put in for this. But if they're willing to risk $1 billion, I'm willing to risk $1,000. I think I'm okay with that.
That is some bulletproof logic right there, my friend. I love it.
Yeah. Hear me out. Now, I did a video earlier that, and it's not this company, but we need to find whichever company has some idiot at the head of a bank that is buying up commercial real estate. All right. And before you say no one's going to make that mistake, let's not forget there's a bank in, I think it was like Idaho or Ohio, who like 8 months ago went under for buying Bitcoin. So there's a lot of idiots out there, even in large positions of power. I'm not going to read this. I'm going to make this easier. But basically, they have a clear path to profitability by the end of 2026. Okay? They put a lot of fancy words. This is basically what they're saying. They're going to sell off a lot of their commercial real estate exposure. They're currently at about 47 billion, looking to get down to 30 billion. Okay? They're close to selling off 5 billion in assets in the next 60 to 70 days. We are supposed to possibly hear something of this. The big thing is I want to know who's buying this commercial real estate, because we've looked at before in 2025, there's a lot of these leases that are coming up. There's going to be a lot of exodus. If you look at San Francisco, how much open commercial real estate they have, it's fucking terrifying. It's not good. It's very bad. This huge jump that NYCB got, this is taking into account the fact that they actually doubled what they were supposed to lose. All right, they were pricing in 163 million losses. They lost 327.
Yeah.
Okay.
327 million on hopefully a $17 billion divestiture in loan portfolio, though it seems like still a small amount of losses compared to like how much money they
this
could
is
be
from
facing.
2.7 billion the previous quarter, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's not great. But we do have some short sellers that are taking a look at this bank. If you look at the top short interest here on banks like
Mm.
it, the next closest one is 3.6%. We're rolling in at 11.3%.
Mhm.
That's quite a bit. That's not good. All
No.
right. Or it's good if you're actually trying to make a quick buck. They are also looking at a 3-to-1 reverse split. I will say, usually when stocks do a reverse split, there is a slight downtrend after that happens. It's not logical. It's just people just think it's easier to short. Full disclosure, as Nicola does that, I'm also gonna do that. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah. Depends on the quality of the company. Okay.
Depends on the quality of the company. So, one, do you have any interest in NYCB for your portfolio or no?
And buying some, yeah, potentially. I mean, the following the commercial real estate sector is definitely weighing on a little bit because I've been buying or investing in like a Russell like 2000 small cap index, and regional banks make up a large portion of those like small cap indexes. So paying attention to this segment does matter for me right now.
All right. I I don't think it's worth adding to at this price. They're at like 350 right now. I think that's a little bit high for where they're at. But if they do get back under to three, I'm willing to risk a small amount of money, not the amount of money I put on Schwab. That's a that's I feel like they're too big to
Yeah,
fail, in my opinion, as we have clearly seen in 2008, where there's multiple banks that should not be here and they're still here.
yeah.
So NYCB does not have that kind of clout, but I do like that they actually have a plan for profitability and they're focusing on getting rid of commercial real estate. I want to
Mhm.
know who buys that from them.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
interesting.
And what are they getting? Like 40, 50 cents on the dollar? Like, is that
I
$17 billion write down going to be like, what is that? Like a $8 billion, well, $8.5 billion loss?
I gotta be honest. I would still take that. I am very bearish on commercial real estate. I think this is the whole world has changed, and there's too many people who have not realized it.
Yeah. And the floor really is getting the commercial office space values down to the point where it makes sense to convert them into condos. But that's still a significant decrease in price per square foot from where we are now. So there's still a lot of room to drop in office space valuation from my stupid guy understanding.
I think 2025. I think it's too early this year, but we did a video a long time ago looking at San Francisco specifically, how many loans are about to come up. It's a problem. It's not going to go well. So, all right, guys, let us know what you
Okay,
think.
so next. Yep. See you next one.